What's up guys, my name's Steve, aka Hulk Norris, and today I've got something a little bit different for you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys and maybe shed some light on a matter that I have asked myself a couple times. Are Scuf controllers really worth that price tag that's included with them? Hopefully today I'll be able to shed some light on the subject and give you guys a little bit of information and background on basically what's going on with the controller and how it feels overall compared to a normal controller, and is it really going to make that big of a dramatic improvement to your overall gameplay. And the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is just the overall functionality of the controller. It's a very nice, very smooth controller. The one thing that I was really surprised on is the paddles on the back. Before I ordered my first Scuf controller and really got into Scuf controllers, the one thing that I always wondered was how was the paddles going to work. For example, are they going to be close enough where you can still reach them even if you were to have smaller hands than myself? Because a lot of people don't know it, but I'm a rather tall dude. I am 6'5" and I have pretty monstrous hands, and so I pretty much knew that I was going to be able to use the controller overall pretty smoothly. So that's one of the things that I thought about going into this, was how are other people going to react to this controller? How's it going to feel in their hands? Overall, pretty much as long as you are at least 10 years old and have had somewhat of a growth spurt over your life, you should be able to reach the paddles rather easily because they are extended out of the back of the controller rather than laying flush on the back of the controller. Pretty much anyone who picks up this controller is going to be able to use it right off the rip and ready to go. Overall, it did take a little bit of adjustments to get used to. Just the overall not using buttons anymore and getting used to having the paddles on the back was the big thing that kind of threw you a little bit. But once you use it for a day or two, you really start getting the hang of it, and I can't remember the last time I've touched any of the buttons on the face of my controller. Another feature that I had included into my controller was the electro remapping. So it comes with a little magnetic key, and you just attach it to the back of your controller, and then you can just remap any button on the controller to your paddles very easily, very quickly. It's a very smooth system, and overall it works very smoothly. Another thing that I had included onto my controller, and a lot of people don't think about it when it comes to first-person shooters, is I had the rumbles taken out of the controller. And like I said, a lot of people don't even think about the rumbles being a factor into a good controller for a first-person shooter. And there is a setting where you can go into in any game pretty much and disable the rumble packs, and that way you don't have that constant vibration whenever you're getting hit. And like it being very accurate with your shots, it's definitely a very wise thing to do, is to go in and shut off that little bit of a vibration. When you're really in focus in a game, every little thing comes into play, and just that little bit of vibration can throw your shot off physically. But also you got to think about it too, is it's a sense. You have a sense of touch is one of your senses, and so every little thing that's happening can be a distraction. Just that little bit of vibration can even distract you. You might not mentally be thinking about it, but subconsciously it is hindering you a little bit because one of your senses is focusing on that rumble. And yet alone, even with the rumbles out, the dramatic difference in weight, I don't know the exact figure on it, but when you hold a normal controller and then hold a Scuf with the rumbles taken out of it, it almost feels like, especially after a long period of gaming, it feels like you've had 10 pounds of weight removed off your hands. On top of that, I did get the Infinity 1 version of the Scuf controller, so it has a whole bunch of features that the normal Scuf doesn't have. For example, it has the removable thumbsticks, which is a very nice feature. So say when you order your Scuf controller, you don't quite know what style of thumbstick you want, if you want the stock default Xbox joysticks, or if you want to go with one of their Scuf sticks, or if you even want to go with their Dome series. It definitely gives you that option that you can order different thumbsticks over time, kind of test them all out and figure out which one best suits your style of gameplay. And so it's a very nice feature that they incorporated into the Infinity 1. Another thing that I had incorporated into the controller is the adjustable trigger stops. I don't know if the prior Scufs could do it, but with the Infinity 1 series, you can literally pop off the adjustable trigger stops and put on the normal backings for the controller if you want to do so. Or say after a while the grip on the adjustable hair triggers starts to go or something like that, you can always order another set of grips for it and just pop them right back on and be ready to go, ready to play your next game. And so it's a very nice feature to have added into the controller. And the one thing that I really like is with the Infinity 1 series, and I believe it's only with the Infinity 1 series because it has the Infinity rings, the overall rotation of the joysticks is 10 times smoother than a normal controller. For whatever reason, it has something to do with their high grade plastic that they're using on the Infinity 1 ring, where the abrasive side is very smooth and refined compared to a normal controller. When you rub the joystick in a circular motion compared to a normal joystick, that contact point on the little side of the joystick, since it's made out of a different grade of a plastic, it's a very smooth, very nice finish. Like I said, overall it's just very smooth compared to a normal controller. And when it comes to the skill side of the controller and how much is it going to improve your gameplay and your game style, it really depends on where you are right now as a gamer, especially when it comes to like first-person shooters and games in that genre. It definitely helps out because when you have the ability to do a jump or a slide or something like that and don't have to remove yourself from the thumbsticks in order to do so, it's definitely going to help you out, especially in your first-person shooters. Because in a first-person shooter, in any action game like that, it all comes down to the milliseconds on basically life and death. And so if you have the ability to have that extra couple seconds and be able to lay shots into the guy before he even realizes what's going on or what your play is, you already have the upper hand in that fight. So it's definitely going to help out, and it definitely improves your game style. But like I said, it's not going to make a night and day difference with you. You have to have somewhat of a skill base starting off to improve off of. But like I said, it's not going to make a super difference in your game style. It's not going to make you a god if you weren't a god at the game in the first place. It's only going to hone your skills and help you out a little bit. It's not going to take you from going 1 and 15 to going 45 and 2. It's not going to flip you like that. It's not aimbot or some god weapon or whatever that's going to dramatically improve your gameplay. It's definitely an improvement, and it definitely helps overall. And like I said, when it comes down to the milliseconds in a game like that, it definitely is going to be a dramatic difference. But like I said, it's not going to turn you into a pro player if you don't have that skill base. But like I said, guys, overall the controller itself is very amazing. I really like how it came out. Every function I got on the controller works perfectly, and I really like the overall outcome of the controller and have been very pleased with it thus far. But that's going to be about it for us today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, definitely make sure you Hulk smash that like and subscribe button, especially if you found any of this information helpful. But till next time, keep it real, keep it classy, and make sure you guys are having fun.